Hello, customers. If this show is good, please leave an Apple podcast for my mama.
Hey, friends. I hope you're all doing well today. Now, if that doesn't just bless your heart, I don't know what will. Okay, maybe it's just me. I know that's my grandchild, but hey, we all get a blessing from our grandchildren. You guys just got a sneak peek into my life. So I want to talk just a little bit today about what risks should be considered prior to entering into debt for your business. That's something that has come up with some questions that a few of you have posed for me. And so I'm going to try to bring these questions out periodically, one by one. And so this is the most recent one. So what risks should be considered prior to entering into debt for your business? This is something important to think about before you just dive right into debt. It can be a strategic decision for your business, but it does come with some inherent risk, and you need to think about that. A few considerations that I think we need to stop and think about before we enter into debt with our business. First would be, what's the interest cost going to be? So we need to understand what the rates are currently with that debt. And, high interest rates can significantly, impact the overall cost of borrowing and affect your profitability. So you don't want to take on debt that's going to negatively impact you in the long run. So you want to think about that. The next thing I had on the list is what's the purpose of the debt? Sometimes we think, we need some money in our business. We're running a little bit low. We don't really stop and think, what do we really need? Do we really need to borrow? And if so, why do we need to borrow it? So you need to clearly define what the purpose of taking out that debt is. Is it for expansion? Are you needing working capital? Or is there something else that is encouraging you to take on this debt? So you want to be sure that you're utilizing your funds in alignment with the business strategy that's going to generate the most returns for you, it exceeds the cost that you're going to get for, the cost that's associated with that debt. That's what I'm trying to say. Now, another thought that we want to think about is what impact is it going to have on your cash flow? So when you have to repay debt, those obligations sometimes can create some challenges with your cash reserves. And sometimes that can cause you some challenges with covering your operational expenses, and in some cases, it can minimize your ability to invest in growth opportunities that are ahead of you. So you want to stop and think about that. Make sure that you're making the decision that's best for you in your particular situation. I won't tell you don't do debt, don't take out debt, nor will I encourage you to take out debt. I think it's something that each of us have to evaluate for ourselves, but these are things we need to stop and think about. What is your ability to repay your debt? So you need to look at your business and do a good self-evaluation of the business and make sure that you're going to have the ability to repay that debt and meet your obligations there. Look at your current cash flow projections and your future cash flow projections when you're making that decision, and think about any, economic downturns that could happen or changes in the market, anything like that could have an impact. Maybe it's competitors. You need to take a look at that as well. Do you have new competitors moving into the market? Is that going to have an impact on your ability to repay, driving the price down? I don't know. Then how are you going to guarantee the debt? Are you going to utilize something for collateral? Or are you going to use a personal guarantee? Are you risking your personal assets in the event that your business fails or fails to repay that debt? So you want to look at these things and make sure that you're making a decision, again, that's best for your business. Think about the market conditions. Sometimes there's some changes in interest rates, or the economic downturns. Those will impact your ability to service your debt. And again, when I say the market conditions, again, I'm speaking of your competition in the market. Are we going through? You think about just a few years ago when we had COVID move into the world. None of us ever dreamed that would happen. But that was definitely a market climate change, and it impacted a lot of businesses, some in a positive direction and many negative direction. There are many businesses that are completely gone now because of that. So you want to think about, make sure you're going to have the ability to withstand if you take out debt. And then what's your business's risk tolerance is what I'm trying to say here. So I started saying what's your tolerance for debt, but really what is your tolerance for debt within your business? What's the risk that you can tolerate? How much leverage does your business have that it can handle, without jeopardizing financial stability again? Do you have any alternative funding sources that you could utilize rather than going into debt? Maybe you need to diversify your capital structure, reduce some other debt that you've got. Maybe, we've talked before about hidden revenue within your business. Maybe you need to look and see what all you've got, because you probably, that's one thing that I know I point this out quite often, but you probably have hidden revenue within your business and you've just not discovered it yet. So I'm happy to help you with that. If you want to reach out, it's something that I'll help you with. But that is one thing that a lot of people just miss. And I think God's blessed me with that. I can look at almost any business and see hidden revenue that they're missing. I can just find a way to go after that revenue. So that's something that maybe you haven't identified all the sources that you have available to you there. And then make sure that you recognize the impact that your business is going to have on credit rating. So if you've got a poor credit rating, you can have more challenges with securing better terms, for future financing. So you want to, again, make sure you're able to handle this so that you don't end up putting your business in a bad situation. And then be sure you prepare a contingency plan in case you have something that's unexpected, in your life happen within your business that impacts your ability to meet your debt obligation. What if you have a sudden decline in revenue, or again, an economic downturn, or the world shuts down for some reason and business world shuts down for some reason, and then there you are, do you have a plan in place, a plan of action, or can you pivot quickly to take another planning technique? This is in no way any kind of financial or legal advice. It's simply just all I'm doing is providing you with some things to think about. I would recommend that before you make any kind of large debt financial decisions, you might want to consult with a financial professional, like your accountant, get with your accountant, or if you don't have one, seek another financial advisor to discuss your specific circumstances, and maybe they can help you with determining what the best method would be for financing in your business. And remember, the most important thing you can do when you're making a financial decision for your business or even in your personal life is to stop and pray. Seek God's guidance and direction. I hope this show blesses you in some way today, and have a wonderful day and enjoy your iced tea.
If this show is good, please leave an Apple podcast for my mama.